Welcome back to my YouTube channel, USA Historical Coins PK. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of rare US coins, especially the legendary Nobo $half series, and a few surprise treasures that collectors dream about. From the iconic designs and mint marks like D, S, and P, to coins that look ordinary but can be worth thousands or even millions. This is where history meets hidden wealth. So before you spend that old coin, you might want to check twice. It could be a fortune in your hands. Let's jump into the top 4 most valuable $half and rare US coins you should know about. Top 1. The 1980 D United States Kennedy $half is an interesting American coin that was produced at the Denver Mint in 1980. The D mint mark on the front of the coin stands for Denver. This $half has a face value of 50 cents and belongs to the famous Kennedy $half series that began in 1964 after the death of President John F. Kennedy. On the front side, also called the obverse, the coin shows a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Around the portrait you can see the word Liberty at the top edge, the phrase, "In God We Trust," split on both sides of Kennedy's neck, and the year 1980 at the bottom. The small D mint mark is located near the lower part of Kennedy's neck. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Frank Gasparro and displays the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. Around the eagle are the words United States of America and $half, while the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, appears above the eagle. The coin contains a copper-nickel clad composition with 75% copper and 25% nickel on the outer layers and a pure copper center. It weighs 11.34 grams and has a diameter of about 30.6 millimeters. The edge of the coin is reeded, meaning it has many small grooves around the side. About 33,456,449 pieces of the 1980 D Kennedy $half were minted, making it common in circulated condition, but higher-grade uncirculated examples are more collectible. Collectors often look for uncirculated 1980 D Kennedy $half because these coins still keep their original mint luster and sharp details. An uncirculated coin means it has not been used in everyday transactions and therefore shows very little or no wear. Coins in mint state grades such as MS 63, MS 65, or higher can be worth much more than face value depending on condition, shine, strike quality, and rarity in top grades. Most circulated examples are worth close to 50 cents, but bright uncirculated pieces can sell for several dollars, while exceptionally preserved coins certified by grading companies may sell for much higher prices. The Kennedy $half series remains popular among collectors because it honors President Kennedy and represents an important period in American history. The 1980 issue is also notable because 1980 was the first year that Philadelphia Kennedy $half began using the P mint mark, although the Denver coins continued with the D mark as usual. Many collectors store these coins in protective holders to preserve their condition and prevent scratches, discoloration, or fingerprints. Today the 1980 D Kennedy $half is appreciated not only for its design and historical connection to President Kennedy, but also as a classic modern United States coin that continues to attract both beginner and advanced coin collectors. Top 2. The 1982 D Kennedy $half is a United States 50-cent coin that was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse, or front side, of the coin near President John F. Kennedy's neck. This coin is part of the long-running Kennedy $half series, which began shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. The Kennedy $half quickly became one of the most recognized American coins because it honored a beloved president and symbolized national unity during a difficult time in American history. By 1982, the coin had already been circulating for nearly 2 decades and remained a familiar piece of American currency, although $half were not commonly used in daily commerce compared to quarters or dollar bills. The front design of the 1982 D $half was created by sculptor and engraver Gilroy Roberts. It features a detailed left-facing portrait of President Kennedy with strong facial lines and carefully engraved hair details. Surrounding the portrait is the large word Liberty across the upper edge of the coin. The national motto, In God We Trust, appears split into 2 parts beside Kennedy's neck, while the date 1982 is shown at the bottom. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major minting facilities operated by the United States Mint. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Frank Gasparro and displays the presidential seal of the United States. At the center is a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, holding an olive branch in one claw to symbolize peace, and arrows in the other claw to symbolize military strength and readiness. Above the eagle appears a ring of stars, while the Latin motto, pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is written on a banner above the eagle's head. Around the edge of the reverse are the inscriptions, United States of America, and $50. The coin's edge is reeded, featuring small grooves around the side, which is a common feature on many American coins to discourage counterfeiting and clipping. The 1982 D. Kennedy $50 is composed of outer layers made from 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving the coin a durable copper-nickel clad structure. It weighs 11.34 grams and measures approximately 30.6 millimeters in diameter. This composition replaced the earlier silver versions after 1970, making the 1982 D coin contain no silver content intended for circulation. The 1982 D. Kennedy $50 had a large production mintage of approximately 13,336,533 coins, which means it is generally considered a common modern issue among collectors. Even though millions were made, collectors still seek high-quality uncirculated examples because many coins released into circulation develop scratches, dull surfaces, or contact marks over time. Uncirculated coins, often called mint state coins, retain their original mint luster, bright surfaces, and sharp details. Grading services, such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company, evaluate these coins using a numerical grading scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades being much more desirable and valuable. Lower circulated examples of the 1982 D. $50 are usually worth close to face value, but coins in higher mint state grades, such as MS, 65, or above may sell for significantly more to collectors who appreciate top-quality examples. Some collectors also search for rare minting errors from 1982 D. $50, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or coins with unusual coloring caused by minting issues. Although major rare errors are not extremely common for this date, unusual examples can still attract attention in the numismatic market. One important historical fact about coins from 1982 is that during the early 1980s the United States experienced economic inflation and increasing metal prices, causing many people to save older coins, especially silver issues. By this time, Kennedy $50 were no longer widely used in everyday transactions, so many 1982 D coins were stored in rolls or collections shortly after release. Today collectors enjoy the coin, not only because of its connection to President Kennedy, but also because it represents the coinage style and economic conditions of the early 1980s in the United States. The detailed portrait, patriotic symbols, and famous inscriptions such as Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum continue to make the 1982 D. Kennedy $50 an important and recognizable part of modern American numismatic history. Top 3. The 1983 D. Kennedy $50 is a United States 50-cent coin produced at the Denver Mint during the year 1983. The small D mint mark located on the obverse side near President Kennedy's neck identifies the coin as having been struck in Denver. This coin belongs to the famous Kennedy $50 series, which was first introduced in 1964 to honor John F. Kennedy after his assassination in 1963. The Kennedy $50 quickly became one of the most recognizable American coins because it represented national remembrance, patriotism, and respect for a president admired by many Americans. By 1983, the coin had already been in production for almost 20 years and had become a standard part of United States coinage, although $50 were not commonly used in everyday purchases compared to quarters and dollar bills. The front side of the 1983 D. $50, known as the obverse, features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts. Kennedy's portrait shows detailed facial features and carefully engraved hair, giving the coin a strong and dignified appearance. Around the upper edge of the coin is the word Liberty, which is partly covered by Kennedy's head due to the large portrait design. The national motto, In God We Trust, appears split into two parts on both sides of the lower neck area. The date 1983 is placed at the bottom of the obverse, and just above the date near Kennedy's neck appears the D mint mark. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Frank Gasparro and displays a modified version of the presidential seal of the United States. At the center stands a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle holds an olive branch in one claw, symbolizing peace, and arrows in the other claw, symbolizing military readiness and strength. A shield appears on the eagle's chest, and above its head is a banner carrying the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one. Around the eagle are 50 stars representing the 50 states of the United States. The inscriptions United States of America and $50 circle the outer edge of the reverse side. The edge of the coin is reeded, meaning it has many tiny grooves around the side, a feature used on many American coins for security and identification purposes. The 1983 D. Kennedy $50 is made from a copper-nickel clad composition consisting of outer layers containing 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper center. The coin weighs 11.34 grams and measures approximately 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Unlike the earlier Kennedy $50 minted between 1964 and 1970 that contained silver, the 1983 D version contains no silver and was intended strictly for circulation use. The 1983 D. Kennedy $50 is especially interesting to collectors because relatively fewer $50 were produced for circulation during the early 1980s compared to some previous years. Approximately 32,472,244 coins were struck at the Denver Mint in 1983. Although this is still a large number, many of these coins were stored rather than heavily circulated because $50 were not widely used in commerce at the time. One important historical fact about 1983 United States coinage is that official uncirculated mint sets were not sold by the United States Mint in either 1982 or 1983 due to budget and operational decisions. Because of this, collectors who wanted high-quality examples of 1983 D coins often had to obtain them directly from bank rolls or circulation, making pristine uncirculated pieces more difficult to find than some other modern issues. As a result, well-preserved 1983 D. Kennedy $50 in high mint state grades can command higher collector values. Coins graded by professional companies, such as Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Company, may receive numerical grades ranging from MS 60 to MS 70 depending on their condition, strike quality, luster, and absence of marks. Circulated examples are generally worth only face value or slightly more, but attractive uncirculated examples with strong luster and clean surfaces are popular with collectors assembling complete Kennedy $50 sets. Some collectors also search for mint errors from 1983 D $50, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks, although major rare varieties are not common. The Kennedy $50 series continues to hold historical importance because it connects directly to the memory of President Kennedy and the major events of the 1960s and later American history. The inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum reflect traditional American ideals of freedom, faith, and unity. Today, the 1983 D. Kennedy $50 remains a respected and collectible modern United States coin admired for its patriotic symbolism, classic design, historical connection, and continuing role in American numismatics. Top 4. The 1996 P. Kennedy $50 is a United States 50-cent coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint during the year 1996. The small P mint mark located on the obverse side of the coin near President Kennedy's neck identifies it as a Philadelphia Mint issue. This coin belongs to the well-known Kennedy $50 series, one of the most famous modern coin programs in American history. The Kennedy $50 series began in 1960, shortly after the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963. The coin was introduced as a memorial tribute to President Kennedy, and it quickly became a symbol of patriotism, remembrance, and national unity in the United States. By 1996, the Kennedy $50 had already been in circulation for more than 30 years and remained a recognizable part of American coinage, even though $50 were not commonly used in daily business transactions. Many people saved Kennedy $50 because of their historical meaning and attractive design, rather than spending them in circulation. The obverse, or front side, of the 1996 P $50 features a detailed left-facing portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, who served as chief engraver of the United States Mint. Kennedy's portrait displays realistic facial features and carefully sculpted hair details that give the coin a dignified appearance. Around the upper edge of the obverse appears the large inscription Liberty, although part of the word is covered by Kennedy's portrait because of the size of the bust. The national motto, "In God We Trust," is split into two parts on either side of Kennedy's neck area, while the date 1996 is positioned at the bottom. The P mint mark appears just below the truncation of the neck. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Frank Gasparo and displays the presidential seal of the United States in modified form. At the center stands a heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, holding an olive branch in one claw as a symbol of peace and arrows in the other claw as a symbol of military preparedness and national defense. The eagle has a shield on its chest representing strength and protection. Above the eagle's head is a banner containing the Latin motto, E Pluribus Unum, which translates to out of many, one, symbolizing the union of the American states into one nation. Around the eagle are 50 stars representing the 50 states of the United States. The inscriptions United States of America and $50 surround the reverse edge. The edge of the coin is reeded, meaning it contains small vertical grooves around its side, a common feature on American coins that helps prevent counterfeiting and clipping. The 1996 P. Kennedy $50 is made from a copper-nickel clad composition consisting of outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 11.34 grams and measures approximately 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Unlike early Kennedy $50 produced in the 1960s, the 1996 P version contains no silver intended for regular circulation. The 1996 P. Kennedy $50 had a mintage of approximately 24,744,000 coins, making it a relatively common issue among modern United States $50. However, because $50 were rarely used in everyday commerce during the 1990s, many examples remained stored in bank vaults, rolls, or collections shortly after being minted. Collectors often seek uncirculated examples of the 1996 P $50 because these coins retain their original mint luster, sharp strike details, and clean surfaces free from wear. Uncirculated coins are usually graded on the mint state scale by professional grading companies, such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company. Grades can range from MS 60 to the perfect MS 70 depending on the coin's preservation, surface quality, luster, and strike. Ordinary circulated examples are generally worth only face value, but higher-grade mint state examples and specially preserved coins can sell for much higher prices to collectors. In addition to standard circulation coins, the Philadelphia Mint also produced special proof Kennedy $50 in 1996 for collectors, although those proof coins were struck separately with mirror-like finishes and were not intended for circulation. Some collectors search for rare mint errors on 1996 P $50, including doubled dies, clipped planchets, off-center strikes, die cracks, or improperly struck coins. While major rare errors are not extremely common, unusual examples can still attract significant interest in the numismatic market. The Kennedy $50 remains important in American coin collecting because it connects modern coinage with the memory of President Kennedy and the political and cultural history of the United States during the 20th century. The inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum represent key American values of freedom, religious faith, and national honor.